Hey everybody, season's finally over. Jack Grimsey and Robert Lintott here with the HOLTECAST, closing out that horror season. Robert, I think we're all just relieved it's finally over.
Yeah, God. I thought we were going to end on a high note. After that Everton match and then the West Ham match, I thought maybe we would go out with some good feelings, but boy, howdy, they managed to burn that to the ground.
Yeah, it seems like everyone, the mood around Villa was amazing after that Liverpool win in the FA Cup, then beating Everton, beating West Ham, and even securing safety on the day that we got throttled by Southampton. And I don't know, I kind of think that day, once everybody realized we'd survive, they just went out drinking, I guess, like Jack Grealish the other day.
Yeah, saw those pictures. Hell of a time Jackie had.
Literally, that's what we looked like against Burnley, the whole squad.
Yeah, absolutely. They look like such junk. They look like they didn't even care. And then, all right, they're saving it all up for the FA Cup final. That's fine. It doesn't matter the last day of the season. Then they came out in the FA Cup final and looked worse.
Yeah, if it was possible, and we knew from the get-go, we knew going into the match that Villa were going to have to hit on the counter. It was going to have to be smash and grab, like how, look at the 83 European Cup against Bayern. Totally outmatched, but sometimes you can win. And it just wasn't going to happen. Even Hull put up a better fight last year, which is what I'm disappointed in, because it got pretty ugly late.
Yeah, that was the big issue, was that we just didn't look like fighting. And before we get anyone angry, Jack just said 83 European Cup. He meant 82. He knows it. We know it. Don't send us emails or tweets or, oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm on full alert. People got offended by the fact that I don't like Jamie Vardy today. So our readers and listeners are in full-on sensitive mode.
Yeah, but, sorry. I didn't sleep last night. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, I guess.
But you're right. We looked like crap. It was, and everything about this season flipping blue.
Exactly. I'll tweet you guys a screenshot of my notes. Not going to say all the words on the podcast, but
we're a family-friendly podcast.
Really, really disappointed in how the Tom Cleverley situation ended up panning out. He looked like a lock, and it's Ryan Bertrand all over again, or Bertrand, I guess. I don't know. Martin Tyler says it two ways in FIFA. How are you supposed to know? But come on. I thought we had him, and I thought the money wasn't the big issue, as we've seen now with Micah Richards.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like the Ryan Bertrand situation in the fact that Villa had a good player and we just let him go. It's unlike the Ryan Bertrand situation in that I think we all sort of knew Bertrand was leaving because he had basically said he wasn't all that happy here. Cleverly, up until the day he flippin' left, seemingly, was telling us how great it was to be at Villa, how happy he was to be working with Tim Sherwood, and oh, by the way, F you guys, I'm going to Everton.
Yeah, Bertrand, it seems like he was just leasing an expensive car for a year. Cleverly almost feels like he put down a down payment on a house. Like, it seemed like he was going to stay.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, it's his right to go. Maybe he got more money. Maybe he just wanted to be closer to home. Although England isn't really all that big. You're never that far from home.
You can't blame him for being able to go to Southampton, start there, and they're an amazing team.
Yeah.
Anyone would do that if they could. It just sucks that that's the way it went down, because another summer and another issue at left back.
Yeah, absolutely. And with Cleverly, it's far less clear to me that Everton are an amazing team. When Bertrand left for Southampton, it's like, okay, yeah, they're going to be great. They're going to be really good, and you're going to be a part of that. I'm not sure that that's the same is true at Everton.
I think with Everton, they had a terrible season, and it's going to be better next year for them. That has to be. Lukaku was junk. They played too many games with the Europa League, and their squad wasn't big enough.
Yeah. It just, for some reason, just irrationally irritated me, the whole Cleverly deal.
No, and I agree with you because of, like, as you were saying, what Cleverly had been saying, at least publicly, maybe had totally different ideas all along. It's just frustrating because it seems like it's an agent thing.
Yeah, It really does.
And even if it's not a money thing, it's a prestige thing. It's, get in the England squad, play for Everton, don't play for Villa, even though you have Fabian Delph, who's holding it down in the England midfield.
Yeah, exactly. Get in the England squad, which you did based on your performances with Aston Villa. With your England compatriot Fabian Delph a few feet to your left.
Yeah, in a starting spot at Villa under an English manager in Sherwood, when, not saying anything against Martinez because he's Spanish, but with Everton, they have a lot more players that are capable in that role with closer skill levels to Tom Cleverley. Like, you look at Villa now, what are we going to see Gary Gardner come in? Which I can't complain because look at how Grealish panned out.
Yeah, exactly. If there's anyone to bring Gary Gardner into the system, I think Tim Sherwood is the one to do it. But you're exactly right. It's a move that, to my mind, makes absolutely no sense for Tom Cleverley. And if it was a thing of Villa weren't offering him enough money, that doesn't make any sense either because he was a free transfer. And just like we've talked about Micah Richards, and we'll talk about coming up, I'm sure, with the free transfer, you can offer higher wages because you're not having to pay X million dollars to get the guy in.
Yeah, you didn't have to pay the fee in January, which we had agreed upon was a terrible idea.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if that was $7 million. If you say Cleverley was maybe worth at the end of the season $5 or $6 million, give him $3 million worth of extra wages over the term of the contract, and I bet he sticks around.
Exactly. It's basic math. I mean, I don't know, or maths, excuse me. Sorry.
I'm sorry. You almost made me choke.
That would have been bad. I don't think I could solo it the rest of the way out. who would upload it to YouTube? And like everyone would be like, "What happened to Robert?" And I'd be like,
"Well, no, the show goes straight to YouTube. You just wouldn't have a way to put it on BTR, so you're fine. Don't worry."
I mean, the listeners wouldn't have been able to see you choking, without the video.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I don't know. The whole Cleverley situation is flipping annoying. I really can't believe we lost out on him. It sort of struck me as if that was the given, and that was what the rest of the summer was going to be built around. And losing that means we have to do a lot more work in the summer.
It's funny that you should say or use the word given right there, Robert.
Unintentional, but go on.
What do you think should happen at the goalkeeper position at this club this summer?
I put Brad Guzan back in. Given in his last 3 matches gave up 11 goals.
Yes, exactly. But I don't think Jed Steer is a capable backup. I'd rather see someone signed, maybe not necessarily to try to start over Brad Guzan, but at least to push him.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to see someone signed, but I think the Shea Given experiment should be over. If you're willing to bench Brad Guzan for a sort of bad 3-goal game at Manchester City, you sure as hell should be able to bench Shea Given, old man Given, for giving up, 10 goals combined between Arsenal and Southampton. That strikes me as a benchable offense. Get him the hell out of it.
I think giving up just buckets goals is worse than one career worst mistake. And then Kieran Richardson being an idiot.
Yeah, exactly. I get rid of Given. I wish we could find some way to sell him, but there's no one that's going to take him on.
He has just a year, right?
Yeah, he has just a year. He has absurdly high wages. He's radioactive material at this point. No one's going to pay for that.
And the other thing is, no one's going to take him on a free and eat his wages.
Yeah, exactly. So
I mean, even though he was good at Middlesbrough 2 years ago on loan, like if he goes on loan, it's like a football manager. They're going to pay 20% of his wages or something. No championship club can afford that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Not even QPR is dumb enough to do that.
I don't know. Never underestimate the stupidity of QPR.
Remember when we almost went down and QPR almost stayed out, but Benteke saved us.
God,
I think that's the highlight of the season.
Is Benteke saving us against QPR?
Maybe just him saving us in general.
Yeah, absolutely. His resurgence under Tim Sherwood, bringing him back to the player we all knew. Before Tim Sherwood came along, I was pretty convinced we would keep Benteke this summer because he looked like such junk that no one would want him.
Oh, I was ultra convinced. I thought his value was going to be back down to to 5 million, because that's how things work these days. Everything's crazy. Like,
Yeah, what have you done for me lately?
yeah, even though, yeah, less than his initial value.
Yeah, exactly. So it just, yeah, that has to be a highlight of this season. There aren't many highlights. What was your number one moment from this season?
Oh, I think it has to be just clinching the, just when we beat Liverpool. It was an amazing game. We dominated really a lot of it, a large portion, and then Liverpool, credit them for just stepping on the gas right at the end and making it very, very nervy.
Yeah, yeah, that was a hell of a game.
Because I mean, although the final stings, I think really we should have just been happy to be there. That's what it was initially, and then as the game got closer, it was like, oh, well, maybe we can actually win this. Like, oh, but
Yeah,
ran into Arsenal on a bad day.
We should be happy to be there, but unfortunately, it looked like the team wasn't actually there. So it's hard for me to be all that happy about that final.
But I think our fans, all the Villa fans that went there, I think that was, I mean, really obviously the bright spot of the match.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Villa fans were the single best performers in that entire match, and that includes the Arsenal squad. Because even with the team, pulling down their pants and laying it hurt on the field, the fans never shut up. They were loud as ever. They were as passionate as ever. They were, they were exactly what we expect from Villa fans.
Exactly. I mean, we always,
from the fans who dragged us into the dark ages of football in the FA Cup.
Yeah, the dark ages.
Mm-hmm. I'd have to say the highlight, I think, was the West Brom double. Doing it twice.
The West Brom double for, kind of a longer moment, really, 'cause if you just had a goal as the moment, or.
Yeah, but the West Brom double, the buildup of just sphincter tightening terror going into that match, and then winning the Premier League match, and 5 days later, making sure they weren't able to clinch a trip to Wembley on the Villa Park pitch was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, we sent them back to the dark ages, but they were already there because Pulis was using 4 center backs. But
oh God.
Yeah, I mean the league match against West Brom was nuts because the penalty that Matt Lowton won playing left back, it was just the only penalty we had this season, or the first one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was the last moment that we had a really competent performance at left back all season, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, I think he was a late sub too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I actually don't think I'm exaggerating when I say that. I think his day that day was the best left back performance we had for the rest of the season.
Easily. He was all over the place. He doesn't have a good left foot, but he can cut in and cross it with his right because his right's that good. Yeah. I don't get why he's going to get swapped for Kieran Trippier. I mean, Trippier is a really good right back.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, why do we need a right back?
Especially if we're getting Micah Richards.
Well, okay, I think Richards, it depends on what happens with Vlar, but I think Richards would be really good in a back 3, and that's what Fiorentina use a lot. I
do too, and Alex has been talking this up a lot on Twitter, that a 3-5-2 with Aston Villa with Micah Richards, Yours Agora, Kieran Clark could be absolutely amazing to see.
Yeah, or a 3-4-3, something like that. And speaking of Alex, he actually just tweeted me, why is Aston Villa so stupid? I mean,
because that's the way they have always been. That's the way they will always be.
Because we just got rid of Michael Bradley and Jean McCoon for free, which,
yeah. I
mean, we this week on the site, the writer question was, who is your favorite summer signing? So I guess, I mean, you guys will see that.
Mm-hmm.
What, tomorrow?
Yeah, exactly. That goes up tomorrow. No. Well, yeah, because this goes up Tuesday. That goes up Wednesday. Yeah, there we go. Mm-hmm. What was your worst moment of the season?
I don't know. I think just a combination of all the stupid, idiotic red cards that we just kept getting for no reason. It just no. It would be when we lost to Hull on my birthday. That was pretty bad. I thought we were down for sure.
Yeah, that to me was the worst moment of the season as well. It was just absolutely terrible. One thing that really blew my mind, I did the season in review column over the weekend, and it posted Monday morning. And in my mind, in your mind, what's the losing streak that stands out to you this season?
It's not a losing streak. It's just a goalless streak.
So the goalless streak, but the one in the fall, right?
Yeah, in the fall.
Yeah, absolutely, and because that's one that stood out to me. All right, we went 80 days from September 13th to December 2nd. We went 80 days without a Premier League win, right? And that sucks.
Yeah, that winless streak, yeah.
Yeah, that winless
Obviously,
streak.
you can't win if you don't score.
Yeah. The thing that blew my mind, though, is because it doesn't stand out in my head because we had a few FA Cup wins in the middle, is we won that game, and then we won the next one, and then we went 86 days without a Premier League win.
Yeah, quite frankly, that's unacceptable. And even though Sherwood has pissed away a couple matches and really some points that games that should have ended in draws, at least he can get a win now and again.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I wrote in that article, there were in a 171-day stretch last year, Villa got 2 Premier League wins. That is a Premier League win every 85 days.
That's on pace for 4 in a calendar year.
Yeah, it's just
like that's just I don't know. You're gonna have the lowest point total in a Premier League season if that happens, and it sucks. It sucks how Paul Lambert got that new contract right after Villa got off to an incredible start.
Yeah, that's probably costing the club some money, I imagine.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's gonna costing the club a little bit of cash. But at the same time, look at what Paul Lambert did by bringing in Christian Benteke. If he gets sold, that pays for everything. That pays for like 2 summers of transfers, honestly, with the way we've been spending. One of my least favorite moments of the year is going to be when we sell Carlos Heel this summer because it's dumb.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just crazy that we're going to get rid of the guy. Yeah, there's a lot of dumbness going around. I hope Carlos Heel stays. I don't think he will.
And it seems like it's just because he's Lambert's guy. He was Lambert's last signing. Hardly even knew him. And I don't know. It's hard to say now, but I think maybe in 3 years we'll be looking back and say, wow, actually Paul Lambert was just going to, I don't know, a doorman or somewhere.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like not managing, but I think in a director of football role or something. But
yeah, I don't even know what to make of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, it looks like Benteke is going to get offered a new contract, which is good.
Yeah. And he apparently has been offered a new contract, or they're going to, or something like that. I like the idea that Villa are at least making him make a decision. They're not just sort of waiting for other people to come in. Do you think they let him go if no one meets the 32 million evaluation?
No, I don't. I think what's going to happen with the new contract is he's going to get a raise, maybe 10,000 a week more, and the release clause is going to be bumped up to 50 million. And you're going to say, pay us, because you have a dump truck full of money from the Premier League TV. So you can pay us. Look what Swansea have done. They held out for Bunny. They hold out for their good players, and Southampton too. And look, that's how you build a squad and try to contend for Europe. Yeah.
I can see someone meeting the 32.5 million valuation though, and at that point, Villa don't have any choice. I still sort of think Benteke is gone over the summer.
Yeah, I'm hoping like a bidding war ensues, and he goes for 35 or 40 or something, because it just always, he's going to go. It's I don't know. I hate to keep talking about video games, but like in Football Manager or FIFA, like he's going to end up going.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be kind of screwed when he does, but you just got to hope that you can get a ton of cash, and then the players you buy with it will be decent.
Yeah.
And really, really, we need help at striker.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Especially if Benteke goes, and if the rumors are true that Sherwood is going to release Vyman and Kozak.
Yeah, I think Vyman's gone to Derby. That's a shocker if he hasn't even seen him play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Kozak, God only knows if he'll ever be uninjured again.
He has another year on his contract.
Yeah, something like that. So it'd be nice to see him again. I think he could be useful to this side. And because of the fact that, his medics, his doctors failed him with that broken leg, I'm not sure we'll ever get to see him again.
No, and I think he'd be someone who you'd like to have on the bench to bring on late when you just need a huge dude to go up and headbutt people.
I thought that's what Joe Cole was for.
Oh, yeah, I guess we have Joe Cole still.
Victory show.
He was just a 2-year, right?
Say that again?
I feel like Joe Cole was a 2-year contract.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it doesn't really matter because he's not sucking up huge wages and he didn't cost anything. Keep him on the bench.
No, but it is wages that can be like his wages plus Luna's wages would have equaled Cleverly's wages plus 10,000 a week. You know, it's just the little things add up when you have to pinch the pennies still.
Yeah, that's true. Will we have to pinch the pennies for much longer though? Because you know we've got apparently a buyer in an exclusivity window with the club.
Yeah, and it's interesting that they gave that exclusivity window.
I mean, there was a really great article from the Birmingham Mail explaining what happens next. And one thing they said was if this exclusivity window goes on for ages, then it's probably a sign that something is not working. But if we get to the period where we hear who the buyer is pretty quickly, that's a good sign. The worry is that an exclusivity window does not guarantee a buyer will be had.
No, it doesn't. And it looks like at this point it's not going to be Azerbaijan, and I think that's good.
Yeah. I'm really fascinated to know who this is.
But yeah, I'm interested to see who it is. It's looking like you can make money on the Premier League even without just trying to cheapskate it by and barely surviving.
Mm-hmm. And absolutely, and if that's not true now, it will be in 2 seasons.
No, and I think it is now because even the Europa League it's going to be about twice as profitable this next coming season. And now if you win it, you're in the Champions League. So I don't know why people won't take the Europa League seriously. What are you going to lose? 10 million in the league for, I don't know. You're not going to beat Sevilla, I guess, but
yeah, that's the problem. It's you know, if you win it, you're in the Champions League, but you have to win an entire tournament to make the Champions League. And that, you know, if you're at the point where you qualify for the Europa League just through position, you're probably easier to move up into Champions League spots in your own league than it is to win the Europa.
Yeah, probably, but even getting through the group stages and into 1 or 2 of the knockout rounds is going to be worth a lot more.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's money to be had. I think if we get new owners, we can actually see some new investment, some new player outlays. I think at that point, then we can maybe drop the money to do a Benteke. There's been speculation that this Richards deal is a sign that the new owners or the wannabe new owners have sort of given their go-ahead for bigger wages. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think with a new owner, that's going to be what's expected. You're going to expect them to splash the cash a little bit when they come in, try to make an impact, get fans in the stands, really, because we've seen that's been a problem at Villa over the past couple of years. Understandably so. I mean, when the product is really that bad, it was just depressing. It was cancerous to go when Lambert was the boss.
I mean, hell, it's hard to watch at home on your couch.
Yeah, or not, or just sleep through it because it's miserable.
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyways, I think you expect them to send some money or spend some money. Obviously, you're always going to have to sell the buy. Look at Chelsea; they have to sell the buy.
Yeah, although God knows not as much as we do.
No, and they trade $40 million players, but
yeah, it really does feel like sort of a one-in, one-out policy at the club right now. I know that's not strictly speaking true, but until we get new owners, until we hear otherwise, that's how it feels.
And I think it's nice from a standpoint is that you're trying to clear out all the dead wood. All I worry is that Sherwood is just too quick to the axe and he loses everything. I mean, I don't really buy into team chemistry so much, but I buy into even less that these players are just losers because all they've done is lose. That's stupid. And hire a sports psychologist. I'm sorry.
Say that again. You broke up a bit.
Oh, sorry. I said hire a sports psychologist because if you think they're just losers because they've lost, that's dumb. A sports psychologist should be able to fix that.
Although it should be pointed out, they can't possibly be losers because all they've done is lost, because as soon as Sherwood came in, they started winning, that same batch of players.
And more importantly, when they were kids growing up, they were all winning because they're now professional footballers, so they're the best players.
Yeah, exactly. But that said, I'm okay with Sherwood having sort of a quick axe. If he wants to build this team in his image, the one thing that really worries me about that is what happens if new owners come in pretty quickly and decide they don't want Sherwood and he's alienated a bunch of people, and oh God, what happens then?
Well, the offseason's so short, and it's so risky to try to do something like that during the season.
Yeah, it's true.
You can't do it in January. You can't be like, okay, you're out just because we're in 14th and we should be in 9th.
Yeah, I guess I'm just...
I worry about it too, and I think it really could happen. That's why it's... I mean, it doesn't make sense, but it could go down.
I think we worry about it mostly because that's exactly what's happened for the past 5 years.
Yeah, starting with Martin O'Neill. Mm-hmm. That's why you just always, shit your pants about that. But
yeah, it's a bit worrisome to me, and I guess we're losing some players that I'd like to see around, but I'm willing to give Sherwood the benefit of a doubt here because it can't get much worse than it was. I mean, sure, we could get dropped, but at this point, it would almost feel like a mercy killing.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to go down. I think this was the year that had to have been survived. And as we got a Facebook question from Stephen Hames Green, otherwise known as co-host of the Aston Villa Review, Stevie Green. But he said, was this season worth anything? And I don't know, like I was talking about a minute ago, I think it was worth all that money in TV dollars.
Yeah, I think that's all it was worth.
Because you just barely hang on for dear life and you survived.
Yeah, exactly. As a fan, it was worth absolutely nothing.
It was worth, like, I don't know, maybe 2 years off your life.
But as a club, I mean, as much as it sucks as fans, it would have sucked way more if we had finished 18th instead of 17th.
Oh my God, unthinkable.
Yeah, exactly. So we survived, and I'm not sure if survival is something that we should cheer anymore. But I certainly think it's something that, there's something to take out of this season. And as much as those last couple of matches dampened the mood. What was that?
Certainly can't shuffle.
Yeah. No, you're breaking up a bit.
Sorry, I'm having internet issues.
That wonderful Palm Springs internet.
Yeah.
More like the Palm Springs losing power, am I right?
Yeah, losing internet service.
No, it's all right. It just, it was worth survival, and that sucks, and it's not what we should be aspiring to. We should aspire to more. But if you had told me in the middle of February after that Hull match that we would survive, I would have been okay with it.
Yeah, and we didn't do a Wigan. I mean, if we would have won the cup and gone down, I think it still would have been a disaster.
Yeah, absolutely. Unquestionably a disaster. Because I'm not sure if we'd have new owners, even in an exclusivity deal.
Or even if you did have new owners, they'd probably be poor. Even worse. Like Lerner, at least he's rich, albeit stingy, but he tried in the past. I mean, I think people don't realize he threw away like £100 million, like, on Habib Bey, and I mean, he's just dumb, but he did try.
What his manager told him. He did what Martin.
Exactly, and he did put that guy into power, but I don't know. Villa were pretty close, and just a couple things went wrong.
Yeah, it just. You mean things like signing Emil Heskey? And
yeah, he scored a goal to like save us from relegation, kind of, one year.
Maybe, kind of, sort of. Yeah.
I mean, any goal he scored probably would have helped us. But
it's a very nice view of it right there. Yeah, are you looking forward to the rest of this summer, or are you sort of dreading it?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing who Villa bring in, because really excited about Micah Richards. I think that addresses a big issue in defense. It'll be interesting to see if Loughton goes for Trippier. I won't be upset. I think it's going to be impossible to clear Hutton off. And Bakuna Sherwood's going to keep around.
Yeah.
I'm interested in seeing... Sorry, go on.
As of recording, we've got 54 days left in the summer. What do you want to see happen?
I want to see no one get injured in preseason training. Like, knock on wood, but like
probably be Lieber Kozak again.
Yeah.
Did you see? Sorry, this is totally unrelated and probably not all that interesting. But did you see that we offered Benji Siegrist a new deal?
No, but that's really good because I mean we had brought that up on past episodes.
Yeah, we sent because I was just thinking of that, thinking of injuries in training. On the keep release list that the Premier League puts out every year, he was on the keep list, which, given that he was out of contract this year, means we had to have offered him a new deal.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen that from Villa in the past. We've seen they've been human beings, I guess, to people. If he was hurt for a while, and look at him now, he came good. Stuart Downing was signed when he was hurt. He was on crutches, and
Yeah.
he ended up making the club a bunch of money.
Yeah, absolutely. So
and you can afford 2,000 a week for Siegrist, I think.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not like it was a big outlay there.
But still really good, and I'm thrilled about it, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. But I think you're right. No injuries during training camp. Training camp opens July 9th in Portugal. So we've got, 15 plus 9 is 24 days left until that. So just about 3 weeks from now.
It's ridiculous. There's no off season.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy this year.
So when the players have to do all their drinking in one night, and they're obviously not drinking the whole season because they have to play, they just die on the blacktop, apparently.
What do you think of that? I guess we should address that since everyone's talking about it. And
it's blown out of proportion.
Yeah, the club issued a statement that says it's an internal matter.
It's not a matter at all. Callum Robinson probably took the picture because he was there with Grealish on holiday and just, I don't know, messing around. But the lads went out for some banter. I don't know,
there's a part of me that says if you're so drunk that you pass out on the blacktop, that's not a good thing. Obviously.
It's warm there though.
Yeah, and
he's from England, and they're not used to it.
He's what, 19?
Yeah, and the media's been looking for something to hit him on since Hippie Crack, which was an old picture.
Yeah,
years ago.
I guess
they're looking for a reason.
If he performs on the field, I don't really care too much what he does off the field. And the second part is he's 19. He's 19, and we were all wildly stupid at 19. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and luckily no one was taking a bunch of pictures of us.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure most people were pass out drunk at one point or another when they were 19. And I mean, obviously there were exceptions, but myself included. I didn't start drinking until a little later than that. But still, it's just, who cares? We all make stupid decisions, and not all of us have millions of dollars or at least hundreds of thousands of dollars and worldwide fame. We all make dumb decisions. Get off the kid's back. If it becomes a habit, then maybe it's an issue. But a one-time thing, a once or twice a year thing, sure, he's a kid. Let him do it.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely deserved it. It's not like he was coming in off the bench and being gabby.
Yeah,
I don't know, partying.
And this is their off season. They get 3 weeks or 4 weeks.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to get it all out of your system.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure he'll be there, showing up in prime form in Portugal.
It's like Wilshere smoking a cigarette. I mean, that's probably more. It's trivially detrimental to your playing. Obviously, if he's doing it all the time, or Ireland, Stephen Ireland obviously took the hookah highway to hell for his career. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. So.
He's not playing like Stephen Ireland. That's all I have to say.
Exactly. Yeah.
He didn't kill someone. He didn't punch his girlfriend. He didn't
He got drunk. He got really drunk, which we probably all have done.
It should just be. It's just funny.
Yeah. Exactly. I think so. Yeah, because that's the thing. If it was us or anyone else, we'd sort of look at it, be a little bit embarrassed, and everyone would probably laugh.
It's what he did to James MacArthur. He put him on the ground.
Yeah.
Floored him.
So maybe MacArthur was just drunk. That's all it was.
I saw a tweet this morning and I just laughed because it said, get Grealish, and Grealish was all caps and beer emojis, and he was just passed out. I was like, well, good for him.
Yeah, exactly. You're a 19-year-old. Do what 19-year-olds do. Funny thing is, it's not even illegal there. If he were a 19-year-old in the U.S. passed out drunk, we might be able to say, I don't know, kid, you should probably be a little more careful since you're underage. He's not in Europe.
No, and I remember 2010 Blackhawks parade. Patrick Kane was only 20 when the Blackhawks won it, and the reporter saying, "Oh, Patrick, you're going to control yourself," and he said, "Not a chance," and he was just wasted on the parade bus, obviously.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. Looking forward to that Blackhawks game tonight.
And he'd even beat up a cab driver before that too, so he had like a prior. But yeah, hopefully the Hawks clinch today. Although I will miss the parade for the first time, so that's kind of disappointing.
I'm sorry.
But it's okay. We beat the Ducks when I was in California, so it's funny.
There you go. Anything else we want to hit on the agenda? I mean,
yeah. I mean, while we're still on Grealish, what's it looking like as far as his national team futures swaying? Which is another thing that tabloids just want to hit him with.
I say England, but I also say that I don't care that much. Is that bad of me? Should I care more?
I don't know. It's not really your country, so.
Yeah, exactly. That's my problem. It's whatever he chooses. It's not the national team that I support.
It'd be cool. It'd be cool if he was for like Spain or someone or like Brazil, and you're like, oh, he's gonna win a World Cup.
Yeah, exactly. It's
gonna be England or Ireland. Maybe he could help Ireland qualify for Euros or something. Well, they'll qualify because the Euros are bigger now. But I don't know. Maybe they could make a run or something. Him and Kieran Clark, like that'd be nice.
Yeah, I mean,
or maybe it could be him, Gary Gardner, and Delph, and cleverly.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. Like you said, if it were Spain or Brazil, it's like, oh, he could win a World Cup. It's like he might advance out of the group stages, or he might qualify for the World Cup if he chooses Ireland. It's okay, sure, whatever.
It's good publicity to have players playing at big international tournaments because they're like, oh, he plays for Aston Villa, who, they barely avoided relegation again.
Yeah, that's the kind of publicity we really want.
Yeah, but
it's just and plus, I don't know. It's just I have so much trouble caring about that storyline, and I know I should because I'm an Aston Villa blogger and I have to write. I don't care.
Yeah, sorry.
And from what I can tell, a lot of people, who actually care about England and Ireland don't really care that much either.
No, and I kind of hate Roy Keane, so like it'd be funny if he went England.
Yeah, Roy Keane and Martin O'Neill.
Yeah, exactly. And now with Sherwood, okay, I think I'm fully in the England camp.
Yeah, I mean,
sorry.
He was born in England, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah, he's Birmingham born and bred, like his great grandfather. Great grandfather. Sorry, the internet cut out, but played in the final in 1905. But
yeah, he's an England boy. It just
yeah.
But if he wants to go to Ireland, cool, go to Ireland. You can.
I mean, but if you think you're good for England, go for it.
Yeah, it just. I don't know.
Whatever.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I know people want us to care more about that. I just don't.
Just let Grealish play. That's all we have to say. But yeah. Anyways, over the summer, we're not going to be doing an episode every week. If you didn't notice, sorry for the delay on this one. But maybe try to get two and a half a month, I guess, really every couple weeks. And we're going to try to get guests on. So if there's anybody you want to hear on the pod, let us know. We'll try to get them. We have a couple guys and girls in mind, so
we've got someone talking to Tim Sherwood right now.
Yeah, actually in the know. So
yeah, how amazing would it be if we somehow landed Tim Sherwood for our podcast?
Yeah, it would be some great banter, I think.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, and we want to say we're still looking forward to doing You What Mate.
Oh God, yes. We've got to find some contributors for the new banter series, You What Mate, for next series. Maybe we could try like preseason.
Yeah. Have maybe a round table or something. Bring in some of the other SB Nation writers of blogs of the other Premier League teams. So
yeah, absolutely. So there's plenty on the schedule, but do not expect every single week because this team is not interesting enough over the summer to merit that.
But do expect a lot of news on the site regarding transfers and anything going around. Just we kind of have weird schedules, and I work 70 hours a week, so the pod's tricky.
Yeah, exactly. So, but we will absolutely be updating the site like crazy all summer.
Maybe we'll do a show on deadline day.
Yeah. So, yeah. Sounds good.
So
Anything
yeah,
else for the week?
nope. I was just going to mention again that the writer series of favorite summer transfer player is coming up tomorrow. So just remember, you can comment on there, join the discussion. Remember to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and we are still on iTunes, Stitcher, and Blog Talk Radio, as well as YouTube. So if you don't want to watch, you can listen there. But yeah, like we were saying, not sure when the next episode is going to be, but we will let you know via Twitter. So for Robert Lintott, I've been Jack Grimsey. Enjoy the beginning of your summer, Aston Villa fans. We'll see you soon.